Well, it doesn't matter.
What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study section. Today, we're gonna be looking at big blind defense at the 20 big blind and 15 big blind against either under the gun or early position. So we're gonna start folding. What about here?
Oh,
That's the 4-3 inch though.
And this one is 15 big blinds.
oh, it hurts so
Under
much.
versus big blind,
Just
and
fold.
the other ones are gonna be 20 big blind versus under the gun, under going one and low jack.
So two key cards for in position, so we're gonna fold.
Yeah, it's gonna be so hard to make it to the river with this, even if we're ahead.
So there's something Ken said a couple of weeks ago that stuck to me. He said there's two broad window board, so we don't really call with the low pairs. Let's see if it's true here. Nope. 100% call.
Maybe because
No
we're so, maybe it's because we're so short. I mean, that might be the outlier. 15 bigs effective.
Calling a
Pulls
lot
all
of
threes.
threes.
Pulling all threes.
Yeah, you
Look at
wanna
it at
fold.
20. I gotta
That's
imagine
interesting.
it's definitely a fold at 20 or more.
It
think-
wants to fold queen three and 9-3, the ones that block his bluff bets here. And call your worst threes.
Guys, even at
But-
15, I see this, I'm still gonna fold it. I'm curious what the EV is. But I think as we get deeper, it's gotta be a fold.
Still a call
Really?
at 20, yeah?
It's a losing money though, right?
Yeah,
And it
even
doesn't fold it. Okay, it's folding the 9-3.
Yeah, it wants to fold the black blocker, so that's 9 and 10 and a queen.
And call. with your
Because
worst
because they block his straight draws.
Yeah,
Okay,
It also makes your hand more pure, so when you hit two pair, you don't complete this
right.
straight.
can never complete a straight, yeah.
You have better future street equity by having a worse.
So
three.
you lose less than a chip fold. I'm gonna tell you it's still a good fold.
Yeah, I'm folding.
okay, so king 10, we call.
Yeah, gotta defend king 10.
Get a 10, we're gonna check.
Call.
That's cute.
Doc.
Are you sure about that?
Well, no, I'm not sure because it's high cards, maybe, but I mean, we do get probably some docking. I mean, check calling's good, but we don't have a spade, so you can call it. Still call it a queen. Spade, straight draws, maybe like we blocked the king, but. it's
I
probably
don't think we
gonna block.
really donk here because he's just c-betting range, so he still has every 10 in his range.
Yeah, I don't think when the 10 pairs we get to donk, it's not like a 5 pairing or some stuff like that, so I don't like donking. The real question for, oh, it.
Oh, okay.
It's usually
And-
second and third pair we get the donk. I'm not, like, I'm a little surprised here, honestly, that because it's so high up in the board, but yeah. I mean, I thought it would do it some, not that much.
Well, one way check, is it more of a check raise or a check call?
I think check raise.
So would we be donking all our spades there that we turn?
Imagine
Not
So
all.
those are tens?
9, 8,
Like lots of our.
9. King 9, king jack. Maybe, maybe not. They might be too good. The king jack.
Well, king jack blocks his bluffs too.
Yeah, king 9 might be good. I think king jack's too good.
I think
Yeah.
I do want to check raise the 10, check raise here, though.
But like,
I don't. Yeah, I
part of
think
the
I just
problem is
call king
98
jack.
of spades would have check raised on the flop.
Probably.
So we have a ton of spades though. 3-2 of spades, 3-4 of spades, 3-5 of spades, just every.
But are we floating that flop with 3-5 of spades?
I think so.
Apparently.
Apparently, yeah, like, I'm not playing, like, I know, like,
Oh, not
we're looking at
3-5,
40 and
no.
60, I'm out with all this shit most of the time.
Hmm.
Like, I think these are mostly all folds.
No, we don't have we don't have those spades anymore, but we've got,
So
Mm,
we
we've
have,
got all the twos of spades.
we have spades that have a pair.
Yeah,
Okay,
and we have big spades.
how deep are we?
This is 20 bigs.
I'm 20.
Oh, yeah.
So we lead a lot on this turn. Half of the time we lead. Hmm. So we can lead with top pairs. We can lead with tens. Seems like we can lead with even deuces.
Threes and fours.
We're leading with fours and threes.
That's
Can
great.
cap it.
So interesting.
We don't do it with ace high.
So I guess like hands like threes and fours, if he ever folds, it's just great. If he calls, it's like whatever. We've got it. Oh, and but we bet half pot too, right?
Yeah.
The things that, yeah, it's leading off pot. The things that are interesting for me is these nines.
Yeah, 9X is good with an over, well, on the straight with the jack. So I think king nine I thought would be good. I didn't know about queen nine. Jack nine.
So they're all gut shots, is that right?
Well, the queen
Some
is a
are
pair.
pairs.
The queen is a pair, the jack nine is up, down, and the 10-9 is a 10. So it's only the king nine. That's the only gut shot.
Okay,
And we don't do it with a 9-8, which is gut shot.
King jack does it full. I thought maybe that might be too good.
and what is jack eight here? I got shot, right?
Cover.
But we don't do it much
Just with spades, right?
because we don't have over.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
don't
the
only do a daughter with,
The
With
top
spades.
flush draw.
Spades.
Yeah, so like if the queen was a heart, it would be hearts, right? If it was like queen of hearts, 10 of spades, it would be hearts, I imagine.
But the
So
king
what's the
jack doesn't
reason
need to be
behind this
spades.
much-
King jack, we're doing it with all of them.
What's the reason behind this much donk leading when he still has every 10 in his range? Like, it's not like he was balancing a checking strategy by checking his worst tens, right? Like, he just range bets the flop.
Yeah, if he's range bet, you know, he has a lot of air as well. And worse, I guess some worse hands that can continue.
get ace size and king and some king, his worst king eyes to fold. That's what we accomplished with it.
Sixes are starting to fold, sevens, nines.
And I guess it discounts his tens because the 10 on the turn blocks him from having a 10.
And he doesn't have that many 10 because he's under the gun. So like this is just a mixed frequency thing, right? It's not
Yeah.
even sure. So he's like actually short in 10, so it has to do with the 10. So it's probably a special case.
So
Yeah,
we
like-
think if it was like a jack, like if the flop was queen jack
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
Yeah,
I was
gonna be-
curious if it was a jack.
Definitely, I'm sure of it because the offsuit tens are, this is what makes the difference. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think if the jack pairs on the turn on queen jack deuce against under the gun, we're gonna start leading. But it's interesting.
Can you, yeah, put the board up.
Yeah, and we're probably defending 10-9 off, 10-8 off as well too, so we have a lot more tens.
That's
for
good.
sure. I mean, and we have every 10 suited.
It's like
Okay,
5% less, 10% less.
it still leads half of the time.
Okay,
Still leads,
But
it
it's
still
with-
leads the king nine.
There's no way
Yeah,
this is happening if the queen pairs.
No,
Yep.
Is it happening on an ace high board?
Yeah, one free king seven. Why does,
What have you changed
Nothing
the
balances that
position
king
from,
seven.
what have you changed the position from UTG to say cutoff? Do we still lead half the time?
cutoff range. Yeah, I mean.
I think we're more
it's
likely to
close.
raise in that case because his range is wider.
Yeah,
did you guys notice the one weird king seven that leads. Out of nowhere and it balances, there are no nuts to balance it.
Yeah, it just gets better king highs to fold, I guess.
So I
Yeah.
missed the queen. That didn't lead, right?
No, it didn't.
And it's not gonna really do it here with a two either, I don't think. If it was like a 6 or a 5, like maybe not even a 5, because we were even folding a lot of 5s on the versus on the gun. So like 6, 7, and 8 pairing are probably all good. And I think it's gonna diminish a lot starting at 5s.
Looks like it's something we can work with. Alright, so here we're gonna check and, yeah. So here we just call.
Sounds good.
At 10 pairs, we're gonna lead 50%.
Let's go.
That's right. That's exactly it. We fold on a side.
Does it leave if we have the king of spades there? Is that one that we'll check? Is that like a portion? Is that how it's gonna split the range? Since we block, continues? Like we block some hands we wanna get called by?
What do you mean, king 10 off?
Well, yeah, king 10, does it check with this king of spades?
Nope,
Nope, doesn't care, right?
doesn't care. I would fold here.
Did we get a chance to raise in the simulator or we were done with it by the time we?
Well, we're leading turn, so I
Well,
wanted.
14% of the time, 14% of the time we were checking turn.
You know what? That's a good question. Where is it? Like 15% of the time we check on this turn, right?
Yeah, and that was what we did, so.
So say bets 33. Do we check raise or we check call with king 10?
I
'Cause
want
I
to check
would
raise.
mostly check call at this SPR. There's plenty of raising.
Yay. Oh, it mixes.
It's raising small with king 10 and ace 10 mixing. And with the lower tens, it's raising big. Blue is big, yellow is small.
Okay.
It's raising big with the lower tens. So check raising is also fine. I don't know, I would fold here.
Yeah, fold.
Queen seven, tons of gun, fold.
That's a call,
0.04, it's fine.
a little bit
Oh.
better.
I tightened up.
I think the
Queen
very,
five?
wow, yeah, I'm still not calling up.
Yeah, I'm making adjustment now. I'm not even calling anything here.
You guys play so wide.
Look at the
I did
differentiation.
notice, so I started tightening up from the big blind, my ranges, and my EV has gone down since I did that, so I'm gonna keep it doing it for a while, and I might go back to being a bit more of a station.
Call.
Call.
Good.
Fold.
Alright, big bet. King eye board. Don't think he's supposed to size up very much here.
I'm actually just going for.
Curious, it's two cards that are good
At
for our
15
range.
big
from the
blinds.
6 and the 7. He's
You can't be
I don't think
serious, Ken.
But I
I
think,
don't, we
I mean,
can't
I know
fold second
deeper,
pair.
deeper, yeah, I mean, I'm
We're not
folding.
deep. At 15, we go with this.
I ain't going with it. I mean.
Yeah, but you need to work on your game hand.
I
Go
gotta
with
call.
it.
Gotta call.
Yeah, I'm just
Gotta
calling
call.
up.
It's folding a
raise.
whole bunch.
It's,
That's because he polarized.
I mean, he keeps betting. What are you gonna do? You don't have you can't hit a card better than a
Well,
king. so
we're
you're
gonna hit a
out.
7.
Yeah, I mean, you need a 7 or a 10 or a runner straight. Like, it's hard, man. You're out of position. It's a big bet.
So since there's two key cards for the big blind, under the gun wants to size up here. He's using the big size a lot, and this is 15 big blind effective, so I'm surprised to see sizing up here. But the best kings make sense. Let's see how thin it's going for value. King 9 betting big.
Only consideration I would give the call in there is because I don't have a spade. And then I'm just hoping to hit a good turn card.
And that, when we face the big bet. What do we defend with? Kings, all kings, sure. Raising most kings, sure.
Now, queen 7's folding a ton.
Would rather, what's the EV for this?
We mostly defend by raising.
So the EV and suited is like 59. And then. Are you okay, Chris?
There's an elephant in here.
Sorry. Blow my nose.
We want to fold our sevens that are going to make 2 pair where we're coolered, but keep our sevens where they're not going to interact with his range. So fold
Right.
queen 7, call 7-5.
So the EV for like. Over cards to the 7 and a flush draw is a lot higher than a 7. We're folding very heavy here, like even calling with backdoor flush a 7 and an over card,
Yeah, and over.
bad. So we're gonna construct our defense by like 2 over. And it's raising, right? It's not calling with it. It's raising.
Is it gonna go broke? With the flush draw, you're just gonna go broke.
Raise stuff, call everything that is raised. Oh, everything that raise is calling down, including 8-6.
And 6s and 7s are the same, and it plays 6s and 7s the same, it looks like.
Yep.
It doesn't care that much of the difference.
You want to call the stuff that can have a pure 2-pair on the turn or improve
Right.
with the straight equity.
Yep.
And a bad card is like a 10 or higher in your hand is really bad.
Yeah.
Cause you're blocking the bluffs. But it makes
when you-
sense, because all these cards are high, like. They're a high population and like in the under the guns range. Like he has all the A's, he has all the queens. So when you have one of these, it makes sense. You're blocking the part of it, of under the gun range that missed.
You're also setting up to get coolered hard because he's polarized here. So when the ace comes on the turn and we make aces and 7s, he makes aces and kings. And we're in a
Yep.
really bad spot.
It seems to like the 10s, the 9s and the 8s a lot here because it could be the upper end of a possible straight.
Yeah.
And then spades, of course, only spades. So if you could make a straight with it. And you have a flush draw, you're probably raising. If you have a pair of 7 or 6, you're mixing. You're not calling pure. I thought we would call pure with these. That's not how we defend here.
What's the
Yeah,
10,
not
7,
against
the
these.
EV for our exact hands? Gotta
Mostly-
be like,
We mostly defend by
straight.
raising here.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a lot.
We fold or raise when we call, it's like second pair or third pair without a bad blocker. Okay.
how much are we over? Are we over folding, actually? Yeah, about
Way
5%,
over
right?
folding. Way over folding.
I think it's an exaggeration to say I mean, it's true that we raise more than we call, but not by much.
Yeah, it's
Not by
50%.
much, right?
Not by much, 23 to 21.
But it's
Yeah.
still interesting. Like normally it's whenever it's over a small bet, you're gonna raise a lot, but this is a polarized bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're willing to go broke with every hand we're raising. That's the key. Like, we are never
Yeah.
raised folding.
Well, we have to have raise folds.
No, we're calling off. We looked at it, right?
Look at all the 2 pairs.
Yeah,
When we
everything we
raise-
raise, we're just
When we
going.
raise and he jams, we just called everything.
What the hell?
Did we? Let's take a look at that again.
Raise stuff.
No folds.
We don't fold.
What? What the fuck?
So that's how you construct your range. You just gotta know you're willing to get stack off.
Why, what's the point of raising then instead of just jamming?
You got high equity
Again,
raises
for his
and,
bluffs,
you know, you have outs versus a
to
king.
let
I
him,
guess.
to let him bluff. It's gotta be.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
in the same
If you-
token, like, we're calling off with our bluffs, so is it better, I guess it's more EV to raise and call off than it is to jam to fold out his stuff that's beating our air?
I don't know, it seems like when he raises back here, he only has one pair.
No, it's to,
So he doesn't polarize any sets. He doesn't have any kings, no sevens, no sixes. So we're gonna have outs no matter what, right?
Yeah,
We're gonna be live is our range. Pretty much.
yeah.
And some of our king X might be dead, but we're pretty much gonna be live, it looks like.
Now we call and we hit the 7. Do we lead?
Yeah, but small.
Yeah.
Let's look at this in.
Because he's polarized, he should not be able to escape with a king, so.
Oh,
free for us
absolutely.
to lead,
The stack depth,
And it's terrible for us to check.
Seems like we're leading less here,
yeah,
alright?
it was like 50% in the other one.
Yeah, whereas here it's like 40%.
We have full houses here we're checking. I guess that's not that many combos.
But this one is shorter as well, right? 5 big blind less, we do a bit less of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but we have like, we're not leading any full houses. We have sixes full, we have 7, 6, we have king 7. Like full frequency of those hands, so.
Yeah, you're not really leading with the ace kicker either, right? Whereas with the jack or with the 10, you're going nuts. Why not 9-7? Worst sevens.
Maybe the 9 blocks,
Protect.
straight draws, straight flush draws. He's gonna straights with a flush draw. He's gonna barrel or continue with.
You want to allow him to continue to bluff with nines, which is the bottom of his opening range.
Interesting.
Does he have suited 8s and 9s?
Yeah, he's a
Ace
few,
9
like,
off.
like
This is worst.
Jack 9.
It's worst offsuits, the ace.
No suited 8s. Yeah,
Yeah, just Jack 9, I guess. And
So
nine.
that's interesting. GTO wizard has ace 9-0 in his range.
Yeah, this is 15 big blinds, Cam.
Oh, we're not, okay, going between 15 and 20. Gotcha.
Yeah. So this is 20. This is 20, but I put it not only against under the gun here,
Right.
under the gun 1 and low jack.
so we, on that one, we check called our 10-7 and then we donked out on the 7, he folded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
We call here. I would always
Yeah.
fold here, by the way.
Yeah, I
I'd
mean, I'm
call.
not playing that hand anymore.
I'd rather call this than queen 7 off.
yeah,
See, I'd rather call queen 7.
10-7 can make straights, queen 7 can't.
Yeah,
check fold.
Yeah,
Actually, fold. Don't even wait for him to bet.
just like a live cash game.
Fold,
Mhm.
jack 5.
fold,
Ooh,
Fold.
stinky.
I hate it. Fold.
Ugh,
not fold.
Don't click call, fold. Oh,
you guys.
I
Zero
hate
EV.
that. Zero
Ah,
EV.
Let's look at it again. Jack 5.
good
Yeah.
mixes.
Fuck it.
Oh, you
good
Almost
people.
every queen, on every offsuit 6. Ugh. But as we see here, you see it's 0 EV. It's not even
Yeah.
0.07. It's like.
And if you watch
0.
Bert and Acevedo, they say they don't play this shit.
I don't either. I think
Yep.
you should probably
neither.
not play it.
I stopped.
I'm running a lot deeper since I truncate my big blind ranges.
We have.
Oh, by the way, I feel like I should show you guys this, because I think it's interesting, because if we're gonna do big blind defense. I think oh. Where is he? There he is.
Yeah.
I love to use that hand to show my friends and students. Here, this is Bert Stevens. You guys know him, right?
Yeah.
He's defending the big line here with king eight offsuit. Okay, so he's facing a raise basically. And if we see here the chart king eight off, it's well within the against low jack. But what Bert does is he folds here,
What's his stack tie?
40 big lines.
Okay, at 40, wow.
Yeah, at 40, he folds here, so he folds like 1, 2, 3, 4 pips off, and I asked him why. And he said something very simple that I like. He said, I don't know how to play the bottom of the range, so I just don't play it.
Yep.
So I started to make this kind of adjustment and it's working really well for me.
It's hard. If you don't know how, if you don't know how to, if you're not finding all the bluffs playing those type of hands, they're really difficult to make money with.
So are we supposed to do the same from the late position, hijack or cutoff?
You do it less, but you still do it.
Okay.
Plus here there are three low stacks which can shove on us, and we are over folding. We're folding the king
We
eight.
have a 5 here.
No, I mean on the Bert Stevens example.
Oh, but
Yeah,
Bert does it on whole. I caught him doing that 3 times.
I'm
So
folding. He has no worse single spades in his hand
It's a
except
call.
ace two, ace three, ace four, like that's it.
Oops.
Just fold. He has no
Yeah.
worse spades.
Oh no, Maxi.
Your
I'm
straight draw,
calling
your
state.
straight draw could be dead, your spade could be dead.
Jack,
jack
I mean,
could
it's
be
just,
dead.
it's just a turd hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but with the queen and the 10 of spades on board, he's less likely to actually have a spade. I'm calling there.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's
it's interesting. We need at least a 7 of spade to make this call, and even the 7 is mixing.
Cause now he's opening some, he's got like some offsuit, he's got some suited kings that are worse than a 7. All the aces, like ace two to ace six, he's got,
Even if you wanna call with the 7, you need some kind of straight interaction, right?
he's got like king six at some frequency. And he's got, does he have pairs with a single spade worse than a 6? Probably not. What's this one, 15? He doesn't. So maybe that's not why. Oh, he has 5s, 6s. At least we beat some spades with a 7. Not many.
Yeah, so we need really minimum a 7, but the 7 is not good enough. We need an 8 to defend her. And then what else do we call with? No. So every spade in our, we call every queen, every 10. What about trees? Trees are mixing. Trees are just like, trees need a little
Trees
bit
are-
of extra.
They're calling or raising.
And
They
here,
have
it seems like it's always the same pattern when we play against under the gun, which I like.
Fold the big one.
Whenever there's like, you have an ace, a king blocker, a jack blocker, it's always gonna pick these because of the range of under the gun.
I gotta remember that.
Yeah.
I never consider that in games.
Say that again.
You
There you go.
fold the ace three, you call the 6-3.
This is such a huge part.
Yeah,
of-
since we play against early position here, you don't wanna have like, because look at his range here.
So
Okay,
this is a
it's
huge
gonna
part
be
of the
like
tree.
lots
that
of
makes-
aces, lots of kings, lots of queens, lots of jacks, lots of tens, and then there's nothing. So if you're looking at calling here on your hand, and you have an ace in your hand, it's a terrible call. Okay, like, whereas if you have like a non-blocker hand, like a 7 or a 5, you know, it's, you're actually able to call. Because you don't
What's the-
block the C bet miss from your opponent.
What's the difference between 7-3 and 6-3?
I don't think there's much difference outside
But-
of
but
our
we play it
opponent. has-
different.
I think our opponent has pocket 6.
Are you at
Yeah,
15?
yeah.
No, he has the same.
This is at 20.
Okay. I was gonna
Yeah.
say, dude, don't you just rip the suited aces at 15?
So I gotta remember.
Does
what
anybody
block-
have a guess as to what's going on with the 7 and the 6?
I'm trying to, I don't know what the flop is, so I can't say shit. I can't, I don't know.
It's Jack, it was it Queen 10-3?
I have no guess.
Yeah, queen 10-3 monotone.
Yeah,
I guess because the 7 can beat, I don't know. 7 could beat pocket 6s and 5s if we make, but then we would have 2 pairs, so. I don't know. I don't know. I have no.
Not a big
I
deal.
don't know either.
The EVs are probably very similar and it might just be a balancing thing. I mean, it's gotta be more than
Yeah,
that,
yep.
but honestly, I'm
Yeah,
folding.
whatever it is.
I'm folding them
Yeah,
both.
I mean,
to
the
be
5 at
honest.
least,
So having the
mean,
jack here is very bad because we block king jack and it blocks a bad part of his range and the 5 is not strong enough to call
Yeah.
for the flush.
yeah, there's something it hates about the 3 because about the 6, because it raises the 5-3 and the 4-3. And see how great the 6 is? Look at the 6. The 6 is a great
So the
card.
6 doesn't. I don't fucking know. I would think the 6
Alright,
would be
moving
better
on.
than a 5 because it unblocks their wheel bluffs.
For me, both actions are mixing and both actions are 0 EV, so do whatever
Yeah.
you want.
So I'm just.
Well, the
folding.
7-3 isn't mixing.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's
yeah,
still
It's not
making
about
money.
these 0 EV spots. You don't wanna learn
Yeah.
these strategies. You wanna learn like what gives you E EV.
Exactly.
okay.
10-5 here. We're gonna call.
Nope.
What? No.
Yuck.
get out.
No, it's a
Fold.
fold.
Okay,
Oh,
Nonsense.
okay.
Yeah.
Now we call.
King 9. Yeah, absolutely.
Make a king. I wanna check raise this. What about you guys?
Third
I don't see it
board.
now. I think just check call.
Yeah,
it's
just
a
check
raise.
call.
I'm never calling. here.
Raise.
This
Raise.
is the way I play it. My top pairs at low SPR.
Hold on. What's our best king? We're gonna raise probably our best 2 kings.
No, it's a pair board, Ken. We're in the big line.
Yeah, it's alright. But still, I'm still gonna only raise my best king. So what do we try best king here? King jack? Do we have it? King queen? I don't think so.
I believe we'd raise every king in our hand here. Like
No,
Yeah, he meant
maybe,
pre-flop.
Bluffs.
maybe
You mean
king
pre-flop,
5 and
Ken?
lower, we don't raise, but every king above the 5, we raise.
I'm wondering if we raise our worst king X here and just call with these that interact with the flop.
That's it.
You really want to wait?
So let's,
I think we're raising our worst and calling with the ones that interact with the flop.
so you're right.
Mixy.
No, Ken is right. We're raising the worst ones and we're calling with these middle-ish ones.
yeah, the 9's a bad card here because it blocks his bluffs.
Is there a difference in a V and raising and calling king 9?
We're cleaner calling king 4, king.
And the 10-9 are folding?
Same,
No,
more or less.
Blue is raised big. Yellow is raised small.
That's what
Green
keeps
is-
fucking me up. I keep thinking the blues are full too.
You have
No,
different.
the
colors.
white is the fold.
Oops.
Yeah,
Okay.
it raises king, queen for value. And then the other kings that block the straight, it wants to be more careful with. And then the worst kings, it just doesn't get it in with.
Yeah, but what about the EV difference? Is it big between calling and raising? Smaller.
No, it's almost the same. If you see here, king 9, 192 or 188.
Okay.
Yeah, the call is slightly higher.
So you wanna raise the worst ones.
I'm gonna check again, actually.
Yeah. And then if
But
you check
now I
that's
think I
behind, we
would
bet the river.
check raise.
Now we're just gonna have to put in value bet, right? I go like half pot.
Yeah, now we bet the
Half
river.
pot's not an option.
Oh,
So I guess it's all
36.
in.
No, you don't wanna shove here because
No, because what are you trying to get called by?
Our
I think
10s
GTO was
Pocket
checking.
queens, pocket
You wanna
jacks.
get, yeah,
Realize
yeah,
there
you wanna
was
get called by. You gotta bet small.
Yeah.
36.
No, it's betting big here.
Yeah, see, I would have went half pot, but it wasn't an option, so
That's
I just figured
62.
it's a
Okay.
jam. Cause 62 felt like I was committing too much of my stack to make it a reasonable bet. Like, I would never choose that. I'll either go half pot or jam there. And I liked half pot, so.
Looks like it goes bigger here with the bluffs. The queens here are betting all big and it looks like it's all bluffs, right? So
Why,
Yeah,
why the
blocker.
queens? Why the queens are bluffs? Can somebody explain?
because they block top pair.
Yeah, he
and
probably
they
doesn't
block
have,
The dangler as well.
it blocks him from having pocket queens. Like, I don't think he checks aces two streets, but queens might check down twice. Be interesting to look at. Queens might check down, I'm not sure.
Well,
And
on
our
the,
small bets are sevens.
on the double flush draw board, he's gonna have to call a lot here too. Right?
Queens are checking indeed.
So it's nice to
Well,
block.
the
it
second
having
flush
queens.
doesn't matter because it went check, check.
But
Right,
we
Peter?
have all the hearts, right? Like, we float the flop with a lot of hearts there. And then we didn't get the
Okay.
chance to bet the turn, so we're here with all our heart combos.
Okay.
But why we don't jam on the river? Why he makes it smaller than all in?
No, on the river, it's betting big 65%.
I mean, it all is 100% is only pot,
But
right? So
the
it's like not a
range mostly
huge-
wants to bet 36%.
Okay,
Most of it is 36%. We don't have much combos here as well, so we are not in a very big part of the tree. We only make it there with 50 combos, so let's not spend too much time. We know after check, we need to block bet. So, good enough.
Calls with eights.
But with such
Oh.
few big blinds, wouldn't we really jam with 8 big blinds?
Left, it was not jamming it, Benno.
Because the jam, the belief is the jam only gets called by the better hands.
Yeah, like, you don't get any
That he
value
folds
from
his
him.
queens.
Yeah, you don't get any value from him calling with stuff.
Alright, we make it jack. That's gonna be interesting. Let's see if it can make us fold. Big bet.
Not yet.
yeah, I
No,
expected a big bet, so yeah, just call.
Are
You
we always
expect a big
folding
bet.
against king highs?
Why
Yeah,
do
I
you
expect-
expect a big bet?
It's got two broadways.
I thought earlier you said that when there's two key cards for the big blind, that's when they bet bigger.
Well, that's a thing too.
Yeah.
If it's a high, low,
When they-
low,
So this is also a spot where it's a connected board. Any card above 8 gonna change how the board looks. So he's gonna have some hands where he wants to get it in here before the board texture changes.
Overall, at 15 big blinds, we don't have much big bets. Unless there's an ace on board. Or two broadways, basically.
There's some sizing up with the king.
Okay, so.
I overdo
that's big.
we block bluffs with the queen, so I don't think we're doing anything but calling.
Well, then no raise.
This is not a great call because we're in the spot where if we hit, we complete a lot of the bluffs here for him.
Yeah, but he's range betting. He's betting, not range betting, but he's still betting a lot of his range for this size,
He
right?
has all the better kings, aces.
We're not, yeah, I mean,
I think he has under pairs he's doing this with as well, like all his under pairs, 7s, 6s, 5s,
But when he chooses
ace
to
8, maybe. No,
polarize,
probably not ace 8.
So what's
Right,
our
when he-
raising strategy against this bet? Do we raise a lot? Do we mostly call?
Hands we want to stack off with.
mostly call.
We
This deep.
don't raise much.
Combo draws, flush with
Yeah.
a straight draw, maybe.
We call a lot, so
Better
it's
with
gonna
a
be
flush draw.
spades. I'm gonna count,
Okay.
call with spades. We don't raise spades here. So
The
Look at
draws
those
at this
all ins.
SPR.
Look at the 8. Look at the all ins up on the 8.
those
Eight
are all spade
deuces
combos.
spades.
A pair with a redraw.
Yeah, so bottom
So
pair
kings
spade
don't-
draw,
Obviously, kings can't have a spade.
top pair
Going all in with the worst kings here.
bad top pairs.
Now we went on block his bluffs, apparently.
Yeah, and it also
Clean
makes
out.
our two pair outs clean.
Yeah.
Right.
You've got that hammered home, Peter. You keep saying it though, because it's gonna get through to me sooner or later. I love this, because this is a part of the game I just don't think about enough when I'm playing, if at all.
It's
I
That's
look at it
really
the exact
important.
opposite way when I see it. I go, oh, at least I have a good kicker at least.
Exactly.
That's my
Stop
thought
stop
too.
thinking that way.
I was looking at my HUD the other day, trying to break down where I'm leaking. And my worst, like 10 gap part is between 20 and 30 big blinds. It is clearly the weakest part of my range. There's some heuristic that changes, and we're seeing some of it here. Like we would always think, oh, I have a better kicker, but no, you want
And deeper s-
cleaner outs.
And
Yeah, I
Peter,
don't even think of it as a bad kicker. I just think that if I hit this card, it's gonna be good a lot, or I'm gonna cool, or, you know, and then, but it's not really how it's playing. It's not how it's building its range.
Peter, is that true? Is that heuristic true at deeper stacks or is that only at the shallow stack?
You see it a lot.
The cleaner outs.
The cleaner outs.
I don't know. I know we've seen that before where Louis was trying to work through a concept a little while ago about cleaning up your range by making better aces fold. So when
It's like
you-
folding the dominated combos, the combos that dominate us. Say, for example, you raise with king five suited, you get slightly better kings than yours to fold. So if a king comes, it's cleaner.
yeah,
Okay.
the
It's gonna
same
be a
thing.
really, really good webinar by new coach Brock Wilson, who's a top 10 GPI, top 10 in the world
I'm
player
excited for him to start
coming
getting
aboard.
content out.
Ace queen suited also is a combo draw. How come it isn't raising?
Yeah, for when we get here with ace queen.
Too good.
Alright, so here we call, right?
Yep.
And we don't really
Rough.
raise.
I mean, I'm guessing it's a call. I don't think it's
We
gonna.
raise our worst kings, is that right?
Yeah.
Our
Yeah,
worst kings are
king
mixing.
4, king 5. Get it in bad with your king.
And eight and king nine raise, but they raise small.
Interesting enough, nut flush draws are raising up to the ace 10, it looks like.
Yeah, it's raising all in.
What's the run it?
Yeah, you've got an overcard and a flush draw. It's the
Yep.
same with the 8-3. You've got a pair and a flush draw. So
That's a hand, these are hands I used to, like, before I studied, I would always just like, you know, raise aggressively with the nut flush draws, and then I learned studying that it's not really a thing often, but here again, short stacked, it's a thing.
Look at the eight, six and the 8-7 do the jam, but the 8-4 and the 8-5 don't. We have no argument as to, I mean, it's not a huge difference, but none of us know why, right? Why the two,
But
three,
it's only
six,
4% of our range.
on
in
the
general.
eights. On the eights, the kicker.
So, cuz he has worse pairs, still has, well, at least with the 8-7, he still has 5s and 6s. Let's see, is he c betting his under pairs?
No, we don't
large?
care. We don't care about that.
I think he is.
No, but I mean, look at 8-2 and 8-3 jam, 8-6 and
Oh,
8-7
right.
jam, 8-4 and 8-5 call. We have no reason. We're not gonna try to understand why. We're just gonna move on with our lives.
What's that breakdown button means?
And
What's over
10-4
there on
does the
breakdown
opposite.
I mean, this is stuff I'm not gonna do, right? Like,
No, I know. I'm just saying. And the tens do the opposite.
10's
That's
block for
Yeah.
really
bluffs.
interesting. I love.
It's just,
but
yeah,
that's a weird balance.
Interesting.
solver do what solver does.
Nicely balanced.
What's
It
he,
sure
I wanna see his, the villain's c betting range again real quick. I wanna see what he's doing with his under pairs if he is polarizing them here, cuz I often do.
And when you do that, Kep, you do it as one and done.
Typically, yeah.
All right.
Depends. It depends on the turn. If the turn's another good card for me, I'll usually size down. And I get a lot of folds.
Right.
So we call here.
Yes.
Can we
call.
see their villain C bet range?
Betting range.
So he has some big bets with the under pairs, right?
Yeah, makes
Yep,
sense.
some, yeah. The worse it gets for him, the more he does it.
Very good.
But, and he does the same thing. He bets big with his worse eight, with the worse eights. The better eights bet small. Worse eights have straight draws, the better eight. Nope. Yeah, there was a direct. swing.
Just
No,
check.
no,
Four
it's still
changes
back.
nothing, so the four is a brick. We gotta just check.
Yep. Just check call.
Are we gonna call against the polarized bet?
With the spade
Yes,
here, I'm gonna
we
start
are.
finding some folds now with this.
The other
spade.
way around, Ken, with the spade,
Not
you're
at
blocking
15.
value here. So you
Is
need
it?
to
I
call
thought
with
we're
the spade.
blocking bluff. Aren't we blocking bluffs now?
Okay, so if a spade comes on the river. Okay? Say the
Then I want
five
a
of
spade.
spade comes, okay? Are you blocking value or are you blocking bluff?
So here's how I think about it. On the
No,
turn here. I'm
Ken,
just,
hold on, hold your horse.
on the river, I want a spade.
So you want, so it could happen, right? And if it happens, is it a value part of his range? Or is it a brick? Are you blocking a brick or a value part of
I'm
it?
blocking value on the river, but right now I'm blocking.
No, no, no,
bluff.
no. Right now, you're blocking value.
We are on the turn, eh?
So you're blocking value right now because like if it breaks on the river, it's terrible to have it. But if it gets here on the river, it's great to have. So for now, you're still blocking his value hands.
I think the queen of spades blocks a lot of bluffs. The queen blocks bluffs by itself and the spade. blocks
Can,
even more.
can,
It
if the
blocks
flush
draws.
comes, if the flush comes, is it a bluff?
Okay.
Is queen nine of spade a bluff if the flush comes?
Nope.
So you're not blocking bluffs here.
Okay.
You understand?
I
You're
do.
blocking possible value.
Not on the river. I'm thinking about the turn.
Yeah,
It's-
but
it's
you
a-
have to,
it's a
you're
lang- it's-
playing a
it's a language
3-3
thing.
king, Ken. You
Yeah,
have
this
to
is all
think,
semantics. You're blocking semi bluffs.
no, no, you're
But
Yeah,
is
blocking value.
bet sizing not more polar?
It's not semi bluffs, it's pure value. When you have a flush draw on this flop, you have
We are
value.
blocking value, yeah,
But
it's
it's
true.
Yeah,
not-
you will accept though, Louis, that you're blocking a draw, right? You'll accept that?
We are blocking a draw. But
Yeah,
a
thank
draw is a value portion of
Right.
it.
Gotcha, not
Well, let's
card.
see, let's see what.
It could be value or it could be a brick. We don't know yet, but for
Some queens
now,
will fold. We'll get to see which ones they are when we get into the sim.
Yeah, I think
but
some
do
of the
you
jacks are
understand
gonna,
the idea, Ken? Because I think it's important for you to understand. We used to,
think-
I used to see this the wrong way, like I'm blocking the bluffs here with the queen of spade, but it's not bluffs, it's value. So we're blocking value.
Well, he's polarized, so. he's
So
showing
it's
us
good
either
that we have
bluffing-
the queen
But
of
not
spades.
polarized, Ken,
sizing
this is
not
I
how.
would
not
rather have the
polarized?
queen of spades than the queen of hearts or.
So hold on,
It's-
he is
it's true, it's
polarized
true.
because he's putting in, I mean, the river, if we call, it's gonna be a very small river jam, so I think he is polarized. And I think it's value heavy since we block some draws.
You know, he could be betting pot here. Could he?
But when I have the queen of diamonds, the queen of spades in my hand, did he? Is this not a bad card for me?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's
Can,
bad.
can.
It depends on the, like right
I
now,
know
it's
you
bad,
don't-
and then on the river, it's gonna depend on what the card is, whether it's good or bad.
Right.
Yeah, but for now, when you have a flush draw, okay, you're betting for value. And your flush draw has equity, and if you make your flush, your equity explodes, right? So when you bet with the flush draw on the flop, you're betting for value. Because you could get value on the turn or on the river. But
We
for
understand
now,
this, it's for value.
it's still value in your range. You're not bluffing. You're betting, you're trying to build a big pot with the hand that could win. That is, it can make it one of the best hands in the game. So it's value.
Louis, when you're looking at your percentages on the turn as the aggressor, and you're looking to have a 1-to-1 ratio of
No,
premium made to draw,
no,
you're gonna
no.
call this a draw, not premium made, right? Let's just make sure of that.
I don't go by these ratios at all. Because I don't think it's a great way to balance. It's a great way to say we have to give up a lot of bluffs. But I don't think that's really like technically how it happens on a sim,
Ooh.
okay?
I'm gonna
You
start
work for
folding.
poker,
I'm
you
gonna
say
start
that and you work
folding
for
here.
poker coaching.
All I'm saying is that
Very
it's a
check.
great way to tell to somebody, you gotta lose some bluffs. But the ratio 1-to-1, I don't know about that.
I'm gonna start folding here with the queen of spades. Let's click it.
I'm calling.
Okay, so Ken,
We've
you're
got 15
missing
big
out the
blinds.
whole idea. I'm gonna
Alright,
explain it to you again.
No, let's not waste any more time on it. I got it. Let's just go, let's go. I'll get it. I'll see
It's-
where I'm wrong
It's
here. and then
very
I'll get
important
it.
book for you and for everybody to understand. Okay? You're blocking queen 10 of spade here. Jesus Christ, tell me you're not blocking value. Alright? We
I
are
like
blocking
blocking
some of the
Well, I'm
strongest
ahead. I'm
hands in our
ahead
opponent's
of queen
range.
10 of spades. Really good.
How
So
is queen 10 of spades value though? It's only queen high. Like it all depends on the river card, is what Ken's saying. Like
It is
he
value.
could end up here with queen high, or he could have a really strong hand, but right now he only has queen high, so it's not value yet, but it could be on the river.
It is value. It
Look
has
at-
equity, lots of equity.
For us, it's not value.
For him,
For
it is value.
for us, it's not value, but for him, spade draw is a big part of his value range.
And like when we call here, we can't fold because the river's only gonna be a third.
No,
pot.
we're 15 big blinds.
Yeah.
We're
it's a-
going to the river with this.
He's setting up a third pot jam on the river, so.
Right.
like,
And we're calling it.
This is why I'm gonna
Well,
start
not an
folding
ace.
some of these hands with blockers.
Alright, Ken, look
No.
at this sim. Okay? Tell me what's going on when we have a spade in your hand,
It's calling,
and when you don't,
it's folding,
why?
More.
because, it blocks value.
Win! Let's go! Woohoo!
It's the greatest inflection that's the greatest acting I've ever heard.
Oh, we lead this river.
Oh, fuck.
Alright.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
Alright,
I like
That's why,
I like.
that's why I didn't
check river.
understand why you spent 15 minutes on that, because you're never folding that hand ever anyway, so it doesn't matter.
On the
Because we are-
river,
It was folding it without the spade. It was
on
starting
the
to fold.
river though, it is bad that we have
That hand.
the queen of spades.
yes.
No, it's good that we
Exactly.
have the queen of spades. It's not bad.
It's
What
bad
was the
that
river? What was the river? I don't remember.
King.
we would rather have
of-
the queen of diamonds
King of
King
what?
of diamonds.
or
On the turn, we would rather have the queen of spades than the queen of diamonds. On the
Yeah.
river,
on the river.
we would rather have,
Yeah,
queen of
that's what I said.
oh, sorry. But we're still calling. I mean, on the river, it doesn't.
Yeah,
nothing changes.
a small bet, we're calling. I agree.
Oh, do we fold any queens there? We do.
Yeah, we start folding them.
Started folding some on the turn.
Right, but not our hand. Does it
Queen jack-
reverse?
No, not our exact combo, but there was some queen jack folding. I just.
Yeah,
had it
yeah. There was
wrong.
some queen jacks that folded.
I thought
wasn't
I would wanna
folding.
fold some, start folding some with the spade, and I was wrong.
Yeah, some with a spade, maybe.
Louis, on the,
Percent.
on the river, look at the queen jacks when you get a chance. I wanna, so we call, on the river, the only ones we fold are the club heart.
The
So-
best TV calls on the river are spades, but that's out of the point. I
And
don't
it's
see.
still
that.
not making
Okay.
any chips.
Yeah, it's 0, right?
So folding on the turn was, what was it, how much chips was it making on the turn? That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna start folding this hand, so.
I'm never folding this.
Never.
It's losing chips, like,
It's
You
not.
guys make
this
poker way too hard.
not with the spade.
0.22.
Like, it's not a fantastic, it's not like a slam dunk call, right?
The
What do
takeaway
you
that
mean
Ken's
with
trying
the
to,
jack in your hand? I'm snapping it off like.
But you
it's
see the
nothing.
EV, don't you?
When the king pairs, I mean, he has just less kings for me, so I'm
He had a gut shot.
comes to like for me, it's even more of a call.
What's Jack 7 making? Or Jack 9? They're losing too. What's Jack 9?
so the
On
thing
the
that
turn.
Ken,
On the
the
turn.
thing that Ken's trying to articulate here is if you look at the jacks, when we're calling with them, we want to unblock the bluff cards that he has, and queen is one of them. And the 10 is one, the 9 is one, the jack is one. If you go way down to jack 2 suited, it is printing money compared to all of these better jacks, because we want him to have the card in our hand that is not a jack, which will fit into his bluffs. And so jack deuce, it on the turn,
Yeah, let's look at the
Jack
turn. That's what I'm
deuce.
trying to look at the turn.
like on
This
the
is the
turn,
turn. We're looking.
This is
at
the river.
on the turn, the queen blocks the value, which is what Louis is trying to say here. But when we get to the river, we actually, the queen is bad for us. So the queen changes from blocking value to blocking his bluffs.
Yep.
Look at the EV here of having a queen in your hand,
Yeah.
like it's 0.03 overall, and having a deuce,
Yeah, the deuce is just way better.
way better.
It's
the
10 times,
same.
having the deuce is 10 times better than having the queen.
Exactly.
And having the ace is twice as good as that.
Is he
Yeah.
is he bluffing the
the ace
queen of
king.
spades over here, or is he like betting like queen 9 of clubs and stuff?
Yeah, like he still has, like his queen 9s on that river have to jam.
So it's not so flush oriented on the river. It's more like blocker oriented. Like having a high card in your hand at 10 or a queen or a 9 is really bad. Whereas having a non-blocker is really good. So
What are his
we're-
bluffs on the turn?
It's 10 apparently.
I,
Spades and cards that, and hands that contain a 10, a 9, or a queen.
Under pairs, I would say. Sixes, sevens.
He has
And
queen
that's
10,
nine.
queen 9, and 9, 10, which are
And
big
ace,
elements.
ace 9 off.
all wheels.
And although it's not a bluff, although the queen 8 is not a bluff, we beat the queen 8 with our hand. So our queen blocks him from having that hand.
So his
Okay, so
hand must be
We
more on the
block,
value side.
we block a worse hand that's betting. A
I
worse,
have a
worse
theory
bluff
that
than
I
that.
wanna verify for in position later.
And we're lucky he bet that ace 10 on the turn. He checks it a lot.
So two-tone flop might be relevant as well.
So when we block his bluffs, he has more be on the value side.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I believe that in position on double Broadway boards, he's gonna wanna double barrel a lot with the wheels here. Because they get better a size to fold.
In game,
We're gonna verify that later, maybe.
so
That
in
sounds
game, not
accurate.
against the solver at 15 big blinds, when the king pairs, making it harder for him to have the king. Are any of us folding any of the queen jacks? Cause I'm not,
I mean, I
pure-
still, I'm gonna
all
start
queen
folding
jacks.
some
You
there,
should
like,
lean towards folding the queen jack because you have a queen in your hand and it's a bad blocker on the river. Whereas if you have a
But we're
a
15 at-
non-blocker hand, you just,
Especially
That
the
isn't,
queen
you,
of spades.
you don't find that to be overwhelmed by just the simple fact that we're at 15 big blinds, we have second pair and top pair just paired on the river.
I know
that's not-
personally, my heart is with that. The top pair, the top card pairs, this guy never has it. I don't care anymore. I'm never gonna fold. But
Okay,
that's just me and
And then conversely,
Not
like,
perfect.
in the population, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna have a hard time on the river there. I'm not folding. Who the fuck am I kidding?
yeah, it's a weird spot. Fun to look at.
Yeah, but the population is never gonna be double barreling wheel aces there, right? Like, they're just not gonna have enough bluffs. They're gonna be too value heavy. I think starting to fold those jacks on the turn is,
I mean, essentially, that's how I try to think about it, Peter. Is this player on this, the way this hand played, is he more likely to be value heavy or bluff heavy? That's really all I do to determine whether I'm gonna bluff catch or not.
what population are we talking about, guys?
Just, or even like a particular player, if I have a history with them, I'm like, is this particular player gonna have more bluffs here or more value? And sometimes that's dependent on the actual cards I'm holding, right? Because if I'm holding some cards that are blocking bluffs, he naturally, even if he's trying to be balanced, if I'm blocking bluffs, even if he's perfectly balanced and I'm blocking bluffs, it's gonna be more value heavy.
that's true. But 15 big blinds?
No, I mean, that's,
There isn't enough to
that's
lose
different.
your
That's all,
stack.
yeah. I mean, I'm just in general terms. I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
no, I
that's how I
agree.
try to think about it.
Really good way to think.
We call with this. Alright, if he bets flop, do we float with like queen ten off?
No,
with The spade in our hand.
We got worse bluffs, actually, I
No.
think.
With the queen of spades,
think-
of course, we float. I think.
or queen, yeah, if we have two spades, yeah, but one spade,
Yeah, with one spade, why not?
we float at 15.
Versus what bet? Small
The
bet or
queen
big
of
bet?
spade, sure. George is right.
Okay,
Not with the 10.
I mean, I didn't see his bet.
We really need the queen or the jack of spade to start to think about floating. Alright. So like when you're looking at calling backdoor equity with a flush draw like this, you need like a really, really high card that can also make a pair and be good.
Yeah.
Alright,
But with this hand, what do I beat? Nothing at all.
if it goes spade, spade, and you have the queen of spade in your hand, it's a good chance you win.
I'm just folding here.
Sure.
oh yeah,
some reason too.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, honestly, he could just be value, he could start value betting some ace X now, so.
I'm
Call,
not defending this.
that's a call.
Oh,
Fold.
So he has no nines. We might dock some, like this is the absolute bottom of our range. This
No,
might
thank
just-
you.
You have no equity.
Alright, so it never donks, just fold.
Do you think you have dunks here? Like, are you serious?
I
Yeah,
don't
He's
think
trying to create something out of nothing.
Yeah, he's up to no good.
I'm always up to no good.
Look for the sliver. Look for the sliver.
Like,
I have more bluffs out of the blinds than I do value bets. I just bluff more. I like to bluff out of the blinds. It works.
No, Ken.
It
you're up to no
works.
good.
I gotta get a coffee.
Man, you're
I
just
do
up to no
too,
good.
but you know,
We're gonna make something out of you, out of your game, Ken, one day. One day.
you should, LP. You should go through his database and then just filter all the big blind hands and just put it on YouTube. But like, look at this punter.
Yeah, good idea. What about this here? Call?
Call, yeah.
The overfold because it's an ace sideboard. How about that?
yeah. this
He
could-
has very few aces, like ace 5, ace 6 of.
Very
which he's not
simple.
doing,
It's
or,
an ace
hijack.
sideboard. Against
gets to
early
win.
position, we're always gonna overfold.
But it was a
Studying with you
fold.
guys, yeah, from
100%
studying with you
fold.
guys, I bluff way more than I ever did before, and it works for me. The problem is, I also think they're bluffing more than
I
used to.
thought it was.
It doesn't work for me.
I thought
Exactly.
it was
I think they play like you guys and they don't.
same.
I often fall for the same trap. I always think that they play like I do.
No.
They're always bluffing except for when they're not.
I know, my mantra is, I'm always bluffing, they're never bluffing. That's what I keep trying to say to myself now.
Well, in some ways, like sometimes you get a guy who's just pipping 35% and he's always bluffing because he gets there with too much garbage,
Yeah.
right? So those guys, their bluffs are nonsensical.
Yeah.
Right? Just because they have to
'Cause they
bluff
just have
so
to.
much range. So yeah.
The other generalization that I'm making is if I see someone who is doing a fair amount of open limping, I'm just saying he's never bluffing. And if I see someone who's doing a fair amount of open calling of raises, I'm saying to myself, he's never bluffing.
That is pretty much accurate.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you will play a lot of open limpers that will see bet a lot of flops just because that's just how they want to play. They want to limp and try to get a lot of folds and then give up. And some just never bet unless they make a hand.
Ken, do you wanna lead here?
No, that's a
I mean,
great.
8-7, we have some leads probably. It's definitely a check raise. The 2 is kind of a brick.
You wanna lead here?
I think it's gonna lead some
Do you
I'd rather
wanna
the check
lead?
raise. than lead.
25%, 30% leads, something like that.
If it was like 4 or 5
Ken, we
instead of
don't lead
deuce,
here. Just don't.
Slivers,
What
look
is
at all
wrong
that.
with you, Ken?
Look at all that
Why?
yellow.
Listen,
Ooh,
Ken.
yeah,
0.6%
leading.
spread out
Listen,
all
Ken,
over.
okay, if it's not a 7 high board, where you could have got the straight or 2 pair. If it's not full of key cards for the big line, you just don't lead.
The
You check.
two's a little
Yeah,
too
let's
low,
check
the
raise
8's a
this.
little too high, but it's close.
Raise.
Raise.
Yeah,
Raise
Size, what size?
55%.
55.
You wanna raise
55.
big?
Yep.
I like
Yeah,
raising
big.
big.
Oh,
50-50, we
big.
can call a lot, we can raise big a lot.
So
Yep.
on that spot, I bet this is the same heuristic. We don't want to have a queen in our hand. I bet we raise more 8s that are worse than queen 8.
why we don't want to have a queen in a hand?
We want him to have queens in our hand because when the queen comes, we don't want to be coolered.
So hands like ace queen and king queen.
No, that doesn't make, on this one, that doesn't make sense because there's no bigger card for him to cooler us with. If we hit the
Yeah, it's
queen
not
and
like-
he has a
yeah,
queen
it's
in
not
his
like
hand,
Yep. It's not like
we're
king
not talking
jack
about pocket
8.
queens, right?
It's kind of
King
true,
jack
but
eight.
only for the queen or the jack. Whereas a king or an ace is different here.
Yeah, the other ones have more interaction with the straight. And then the worst 8s are just calls, 8-3, 8-4.
Yeah, it does, it doesn't apply in this
Yeah.
one. The reason that we like the ace 8 and the king 8 better is it beats it beats more of his 8s. Now we're playing the value of the kicker, not, I don't think your blocking is applies to this hand.
Yeah, but like
yeah,
he's
it
gonna,
doesn't apply to 8 high boards. It only like middle
It applies
high.
when we have second pair.
Yeah, and middle high boards, not on
and here the
low
reverse
low
applies,
middle.
where when he floats with an ace or a king, we get to cooler him with
Right.
Yeah,
pair versus
exactly.
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 which he's less likely to do with a queen or a jack, which is why it does it less with the queen and the jack, and more
Right.
with the
Plus, when we have ace 8 and king 8, we beat his queen 8 and jack 8 that he can have, because he has those suited, right?
No,
Nope, he doesn't have a
queen
doesn't
8
have
or
queen 8
jack 8.
suited. I didn't
But
look at
he
where
has,
he was.
he has king 8 at a mixed frequency.
Okay, he's
Yeah, baby.
Alright,
good position. All right.
I think he's having queen 8, but anyway,
pocket 6, no spade, what do we do? Big bet.
Fold,
fold.
fold the best hand.
100%.
Not folding.
Who said it was not folding? Even with the spade. Just pure fold.
Just fold it.
It's almost two Broadway on the board, almost.
What?
Or deuce.
Don't even defend it.
Fold.
Fold.
Fold,
Defend it.
check forward. Forward.
R3, fold.
Fold.
Oh, it went check, check on the flop.
How
We
nice.
here?
No, we have,
Now we check, we have showdown value.
we have showdown value if this makes it
Yeah.
to the river.
Jack's not good for our range, but we do think we got a call.
Louis,
On the river, I mean,
not bad. I am not sure if I'm calling here because we can call with jacks.
Uh.
We have other interaction. We can call with better king eyes.
No, makes no difference. The
Does,
better king high isn't better.
does not.
You
Yeah.
split, all the kings are equal.
That's right.
Anybody headed out here in the next week for the World Series?
My pipe dream blew up over the weekend.
Kelly is.
June 26th.
I'm there 2 weeks in June, but not for poker.
Playing the 5 mil on Sunday.
Alright,
Yeah, I won $650 last
Oh,
night
shit.
at the
Sunday
casino,
tweet.
so I'm like, fuck it. I just covered it.
great.
on.
It's a free roll. I like $5 million free rolls. Big
Nice.
fan of those.
Do you use a poker app on your phone to track your stuff when you play live, Chris?
Track what stuff?
Wins, losses.
Oh, I have a spreadsheet on my
Any docs
computer.
there,
Like
LP?
I created my own. You wouldn't believe it.
I wanna show you guys something real quick.
I have every tournament ever played in there, hours played, everything.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This is Chris gaming station when he plays on.
It would be easier. Yeah.
What's the ladder for, to jump off of when you?
Dude,
get caught?
that is 200 hours of work. What you can't see is the big blind sheet on the table in front of it that shows you how to play the big blind perfectly. Show up the sheet. I sent it to you.
Menu RTA.
So Chris had a career in the military domain, so he transcoded everything.
Is there any leads on that flop?
Darren saw that picture. He texted me. He said, what's the ladder for you to jump off of when you get sucked out on?
I just said, yeah.
Or throw your laptop off of.
You donk.
So I don't care about beats, dude.
It's better for us.
Alright, we might have a leading opportunity here. Flop one check, check. We have a weak top pair, a weak second pair. Think I would bet small. What about you?
Leading 20%.
You're gonna polarize. You're telling them you smashed the board. Don't you wanna polarize?
Yeah.
Go like 55?
I would go big with my nines, with my value hands, with my two.
He's gonna have aces and kings in his range here still, but I'm still going. I'm still betting.
Kind of try to steal and bet for value. I think he
We have a
calls
lot of
with
outs against pocket
with
aces.
worst hands. He called with worst hands, like if he has like ace eight of spades, he calls.
He shouldn't have spades much.
No,
Ace eight of spades, he's not, ace eight of spades, he's gonna
not good,
destroy
no.
us.
Make it.
I'm going
ace ten.
55.
Why can't we do
And
that?
ace jack is
He
queen.
doesn't have eight of spade.
If not pot, clean up the equity. Go big, 55.
Yeah,
No, man, just bet small.
Yep.
The way we structure our range can after a one streak goes check, check is more or less always the same thing and you know it. You know,
What
you
thing?
could bet big with your top pairs. Your worst top pairs are betting small. Your second pairs are betting small. Your third pair are not betting. You know all of that. You just won't play like that for some reason.
Oh, boy.
See, the 6 pair, it's really good for us. He called the flush
block bet.
complete. He doesn't have much flush. We have a bunch of flush. I would bet one big line here.
Yeah, block bet.
39%.
I like 13 too.
I like betting small because
Didn't you bet the turn? Don't you need to size up a little bit more on the river too?
We're trying, I mean, what are we trying to get called by? Ace high and a
It's
5.
high.
So
Yeah.
you gotta bet, to get called by those, you gotta bet small.
smallest possible bet. See?
99%.
Hope
How
he
do
doesn't
you,
rip.
Yep.
Louis, how do you think this through when you have 19 tables going?
It takes me 1 second because I already know that after it goes check, check, I'm supposed to bet big with my top pair. I'm supposed to bet small with my second pair. I'm supposed to check with my third pair. It's instant.
I don't know how you know it went check, check when you have 19 tables going. I can't keep 4 tables straight.
Well, that's easy because I check and then at some point I look back at the hand and I see the pot size. And the
Okay.
pot size should have been bigger, so I already know one check, check.
I was watching you yesterday. I'm like, how the hell does he do this? That's just crazy. What? I think you had 17 tables open at one point when it was on Discord.
Yeah. Oh, I do
And I'm
that every
like,
day.
so the 15-minute discussion you had, I'm like, well, you actually have about 3 seconds to make that decision when you have that many tables open.
I decide in like half a second.
Louis
All
actually
right.
a hybrid space octopus, like runs all the 17 tables with his tentacles. So
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just,
One
I'm
table.
just saying,
one
you
table.
might have a slightly higher ROI if you had played a couple less tables. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
But a lower,
Slightly
but a
higher.
lower, a higher ROI, but a lower hourly.
Yeah, lower win rate for sure.
Well, maybe.
For sure. Poker is poker, man. We're gambling, honestly. You need to farm if you play online, you need to play a lot of games because then you're gonna farm good runs. And sometimes you're gonna make mistakes, sometimes you're gonna like make no mistake, but like regardless, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example,
See,
Saturday, I played the 100 tournaments. I started by getting second place in the daily special 10. That took a small portion of my screen, nothing. I played all my games, all the big games, all the kind of stuff, and I was just like looking at it every now and then, and I ended up second.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah.
Did you see, you saw the hand I sent you about the straight flush?
I'm not sure if I had time to look at it.
yeah,
Oh,
then
well.
the 9 of diamonds with the ace king of diamonds out there.
No, I had. I mean, I know what the right play is, and I did the right play, but think about this for a sec. I had a 8-9 of diamonds in the small blind, middle position, who was V-pipping at 85%. This is live though, but he is playing every hand. Min raises, I call, big blind, who doesn't really know how to play that well, just calls. And the flop came 7-6-2 with 7-6 of diamonds. So I flop a open-ended straight flush. And
From the big blind?
I'm in the small blind with the open-ended straight flush.
Okay. Big blind
But
call or-
anyways, they both end up jamming, right? And I'm going, I got 32% equity at 33. In my head, I was doing 32. I'm like, diamonds are probably no good here, but I'm still 32%. I'm going to exit this tournament 68% of the time. Of effective stacks were like 42. So I only had to call 30 to win 150 or whatever it was, 130. 30 to win 130. It's 25, less than 25%. I'm like, so calling's always the right play, but you are exiting this tournament 70% of the time. So you just call off and go home, really, right?
Hmm.
And the guy who had like 18% ended up winning the hand or whatever it was. I was
don't
up
know,
against.
I think I fold.
Yeah, well, you're not supposed to. You needed. I think I needed 21% equity, and I had 32.
Chris, where are you getting 30? You're getting 32 because you're giving yourself all your straight outs and all your flush outs?
I input the hands in the computer to check. It's 32. It's 32.45%, but in my head,
Yeah,
at the
but
time,
somebody
at the
might have
table,
somebody might have like the,
I wasn't counting the diamonds. I'm like, I got 32% plus diamonds if nobody has it, but obviously one of these two is gonna have diamonds. Unless
How do you
one of
have
them
30?
has a set.
Chris, if one of them has diamonds, how do you have 32%? Against diamonds, you don't.
I'm
Against diamonds, you have
open-ended
6
straight
outs.
twice, yeah.
He has 2
I have
overcards.
8 outs. The other 2 diamonds make me a straight flush. I have 8 outs, 4 times 4 is
Okay,
30,
8 outs
32.
twice. You're right, you're right,
Yeah.
you're right. Of course.
And I
discounted
put
all
it
the
in,
diamonds.
it's actually 32.45%.
No, that makes total sense.
I was.
Yeah.
So
I'm an
I'm
idiot.
going, I got 32% and I needed like 22. I'm like, I'm plus
Yeah.
10. This is an enormous plus EV.
No,
I'm
you gotta
leaving
do
this tournament 2/3 of the time. That really sucks, you know? And when
Yep.
you have 42 bigs, you're gonna leave this tournament. There is no way I can ever fold at 32% equity multi-way though, when I need 20, right? Or does anybody think maybe you can just fold and survive?
No,
I would
absolutely
fold it.
not.
I would
Okay.
fold it.
I wasn't
Only
even gonna
with 6,
bring it
7.
up.
The way I
I'm like-
see it, Chris, somebody has a set, somebody has a better flush draw, and then you need to make your straight. And dodge it.
Yeah, I
like
needed,
him.
I knew
Well,
I
you're
needed to
straight
make it
flush.
straight. There's no way a diamond's gonna be good for me, I figured.
That's
but
what I
I'm like-
think. So you're drawing very thin, even though you're drawing.
No,
to
he's
the
drawing to
straight
8
flush.
outs, Louis.
I'm drawing
He's drawing
to
to 8,
8
not-
pure, 8 pure.
8
Why
pure
is
twice.
8 pure
leading in this
twice.
spot?
So
But there's
Yeah.
the, you get your straight and then the flush.
I don't think I can never fold, but I kind of tanked for a minute and thought about folding, but I'm like, I can have 130 bigs here and be in total command too. But geez, to lose 42 big, well, I'm only losing 30 at that point. I had 12 in because I check raised. It went check, check, bet, check raised by me, jam, jam. And I went, fuck. On 762. So I'm like, okay, it's
Yeah, we're gonna
that's
have
survivor.
multi-way tools this week probably. So we're gonna
Yeah,
have,
that's why I got up
keep it
early
in the
today. I
box
thought
and we're
we're
gonna,
Yeah,
to see what-
I want some multi-way to reach my.
so here it's
money.
funny because the jack, the top card pair, and then we don't do much leading.
Well, Chris, what were the 2 other hands?
Again, the guy V-pipping 85.
On the
had
river
queen-
though, we jam, eh? You saw it, LP.
Queen four,
When
queen
it
four
went
diamonds
check.
and 6-2 offsuit in the big
Pretty
blind
much.
for 2 pair.
Okay.
Yeah. So 6-2
Yeah, your
is
diamonds
actually
are
the
bad.
favorite, but a diamond came on the river, so his flush beat mine and no 5, no 10. Yep. Actually paired the 9 on the turn, so I had more outs, but it didn't matter.
Check
I
call.
just-
Oh, this.
We
That
can
would-
check
That would
raise
have been
also.
best way to
Raise.
win the hand.
Yeah,
Is
Because,
with the,
it's not
the
queen,
one
eh?
of the gun got more aces
Or-
in this range?
Yeah, our 2 pair outs are clean, our flush has good equity, and our 7 is winning sometimes, so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this here
is-
makes a lot of sense to me because it's the folding the dominated combo. So when we raise with queen 4, we get better queens in our opponent's range to fold. So all of these makes a lot of sense to me. Slow playing the best one, sure, that makes sense to me. And how do we structure this? This is what? Why is the 10 so fun to have? Okay, so 10s are still the same pattern. They're trying to get better 10s to fold. But the real
And
question
queens
is,
and kings to fold too.
we're mostly calling with the low ones, but the 7. One that have a pair with them are always raising.
Yeah, the equity is too high, so the 7 just wants to get it in or get the other person out.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
so we raise with 7s here that has. a-
And it prefers the 4, eh? Because we have a backdoor straight possibility also.
Yeah, and we unblock him
And we
having
unblock. Yeah.
king high and queen high here and stuff like that.
Mhm. It's the
Now it puts us in the box, which I like. What do we do here?
Just calling.
Are we still calling?
Yeah, I think so.
Why? Don't we
Because
have
we
like
have
better space to continue?
We have the flush draw on the 7.
25%, you got the pair, you got a call.
Yeah, our equity's too high. The flush
Okay.
draw has an equity, the pair has an equity, two pair has an equity.
What if
Yeah.
we didn't have a pair?
Fold.
And
Yeah, fold. If you had 7-3, fold.
Yeah,
Well, then you
see,
need like 28% and you only have 20, so do easy math there.
it still
But
wants
you
to
have
get
the
it
pair.
in. Still wants to raise.
but while raising, he never folds an ace.
I guess you're at 20 bigs starting, right?
Because
Well, then, yeah, 20 bigs and under, you're just going with any draws or any pairs, so it doesn't matter. It's
we can clean up the equity against his draws that have equity for beating our 7. So when he has 10 queen of spade or 10 queen here, right? We can get him to fold that hand, which can draw out on our 7.
No, I would go. Oh, check.
You know what? We are going to call this effect Pete effect.
But what if we jam in the spot? Because so you can't avoid that this goes check check with flush draw.
Call here?
Yeah, we want him to bluff.
Peter, when you said at 20 big blinds, we're going with any pair. What about that queen jack hand that we had that whole long discussion about before we folded the queen jack against the king sometimes?
Because this one had this hand was 74. So we unblock all the cleanouts. And the other one, we blocked the bluffs that he can have. So we blocked value on the turn when we had the discussion. But when we get there on the river, our queen is a bad card to hold because it blocks the flush draws, which he's bluffing, and it blocks the straight
Right.
draws, which he's bluffing.
Okay. And here we don't block any of that. Right. Okay.
So he doesn't use a polarized sizing. It's a pretty easy call. Marginal made.
He's gonna rise up.
King's good for his range. But we improved our equity.
I don't think we so much improved that equity, but
Sure, we picked up the flush draw.
yeah, a bit we did.
Alright, so we see the same effect as we saw here. If you look at ace-6, when you call with ace-6, your call return on average 26, 25 chips. But if you make the same call with 6 deuce, your call actually yelled double, like 37 chips.
More
Yeah,
clean
we
ups.
have
With the
also the
backdoor
backdoor
Yeah,
straight.
the back door.
Yeah.
But
And
still, your call is making a lot more money, unless you don't have the backdoor flush. If you don't have the backdoor flush, you're still making more money. You're at 32 versus 26.
Because aces are dominated a lot.
No, it's because when we have an ace in our hand, we're blocking the bluffs from our opponent because our opponent is bluffing with his ace size and bluffing with a bunch of stuff. So if you have an ace in your hand, a king, a card that totally missed, your EV on the call is not gonna be as good as if you're not blocking anything like 9-6.
Okay.
Yeah, when you block the king, you push more of his range towards the jack. But definitely
Just
getting a good
call.
price here.
And in the
I'm
terrible
surprised he
situation
doesn't.
where you hit your second pair with the ace or the king, you can be coolered. You're never getting coolered with a deuce.
Oh, the deuce is
Yeah.
loose.
I'm surprised he doesn't size up.
Not good that we have diamonds here.
Yeah, but we,
Yeah.
the six pair, so I wanna bet.
If we didn't have diamonds, if we had 10-6 of clubs, it's a good bet because he's more likely to barrel, or maybe that's a better check.
It's a bet big.
No, it's good that we have diamonds here. Cause then he didn't float with diamonds. So if we bet out.
Yeah.
This is good that we have diamonds.
Yeah.
What are you folding?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Call.
Station, dude.
His raise was dumb.
Does that seem like a terrible raise on the river for him?
Terrible.
Kings
Well, he
and
has top
sixes with
pair.
the jack.
That's
Kings
the
up.
pair, so he doesn't care.
And he's not blocking any of the flush draws either, so.
Yep, but he shouldn't raise it. That's why he should call it.
Yeah. Like
This guy
kings
does not know GTO, clearly.
Kings and sixes with a jack. You're just playing the board.
I think we need to call here.
Is this a check raise?
This is a fold for me.
No way, check raise.
I would fold here and I would be up to no good with the jack of spade.
Yeah,
If we had the jack of,
It's an ace high board, so we way over fold against him.
Oh,
yeah, I prefer to fold also. I'm not surprised.
And with the jack of spade, I'd be up to no good.
Even with the jack of spades, eh?
Up to no
yeah.
good.
Jack of spades can flat.
Yeah, we can flat. But
No raising though.
no raising for sure. Not raising into 3 Broadway flop. 2 Broadways and then ace.
Oh, it would have worked. We'd have sucked out on him good.
That's a
King deuce, we're gonna call. Oh my goodness, we're gonna check fold. Fold, yeah.
Lots of better stuff to defend. Ooh, fold. Ooh, is this
defend.
At this SPR, I'm not really raising. What?
We could like donk, eh? Yeah, it's
Like
the
this,
4.
With the king of spade.
No donks,
No good.
No donks?
no donks on 8 high, 7 high.
so? It's a board that we could have flopped a straight in, and he couldn't have. So it
Two
has
key
some
cards
leads.
for the big blind here, 7 and 4.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we don't.
and the 4 is connected also. Eh? The previous we saw it was 8
4, 5,
7
6, 7.
even say 8 7 deuce that kept was telling to was
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
to donk. So it's a bit different. It's more connected for us.
Yep.
So only 15% donks.
Yeah, not very much.
Yeah.
If we have a good spade.
5 off and 7, 5 off and 7.
Alright,
Put him in the box. Ooh, polarized size.
we call here or we raise? I would always raise here, because I don't think he connects very well. He only has ace eight and king eight, and it would size them differently. So he doesn't connect really well here. And then I also think like if we hit a king or a jack on the turn, then we're always gonna be good. We're not getting better kings to fold. So that's more of a, I think I prefer to call because of that. If we had like king five or
Yeah.
king five, or-
He's not folding king queen.
there's just one combo. So there's not much merit, whereas when you have a lower king, you get plenty of combos, so that's. It has more value, you know? So maybe
Yeah,
just
he's
call it
big.
this way.
He's betting relatively big. I don't think we check raise.
I think
spot.
we do check raise with worse kings. King
Have king 10, maybe.
3, look at, no, it's just calling.
Yeah, like when we have the nut advantage here with the 56, his polarized betting has to be stronger. So he's gonna be doing this with pocket 9s, pocket 10s, and ace 8. Yeah, maybe even pocket jacks and queens. So yeah, I don't think we get a lot of check raises here without a high value hand. Because when we check raise, he's gonna stuff a lot of his range. Right? 10s, jacks, queens, and ace 8 are all gonna stuff. King 8 probably too.
Seven pairs. I wanna lead.
Now we get to lead.
20 or
Yeah,
50?
sure lead. Oh no.
No, we don't get to do that.
It's
Yeah,
not that bad.
because yeah, but the
Because we
thing
didn't
is,
check raise, so we don't have much sevens.
No, we
We
still have
didn't
lots
I
of
lead.
don't think
sevens.
we're
He
check
used
raising 7s.
he used the polarized size, so we don't check raise a lot of 7s.
Actually, we
not
do
so
lead
many.
a lot here, just not with this combo or this combo, not with the best king eyes. These are only spades. Hmm. So king eyes and ace, our best king eyes and our best ace eyes are not really betting. We wanna bet stuff that have either straight interaction, a 9, can a 9 do anything here? No, not really, right? But a 9 get better kings to fold. This is top pair, second pair. This is a gut shot and we almost never do it. Whereas these ones, these low ones, they can get better kings to fold, so we do it a lot. Okay,
Old. Yeah, pocket 10s.
It's defend, eh? Down to 7-4.
Yeah.
I'm never finding 7-4 though.
it's lead.
That's a lead, yeah. We can even go all in, eh? Or not? Or
Now I would raise
No
back
jam.
here.
I would jam now.
No, I would many click.
no, it's a call, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. We have two pair, SPR
Have
super
top
low. We
top
don't wanna
bottom,
lose him. You're right. It's a
top
call.
Yeah,
bottom.
we block both the continuations with the flush, so it's gonna be more oriented around the straight, his raise.
But is it not dangerous that a better card comes and my
No,
two pair not anymore?
No,
Just-
no,
just
whenever
call
SPR
LP.
is small, when you have really, really strong hands, like two pair, a set, a straight. Very often you're just calling. Cause you don't
Call
wanna
again,
lose
I
your
think.
customer and it's always, it's gonna be easy for us to get in, like here SPR is 1.
Yeah.
So now,
Just call.
does it matter? Do we
So
raise?
here we have to get it in before there's an action killer on the river.
That's what I thought as
Yeah,
well.
I wanna raise here against his flush draws and against the
Mm.
action killers on the river.
Yeah,
both.
you're right.
He's never folding a hand that has equity here now.
Yeah. Always
Small bit difference. Eh?
Yeah, like it's only a min click back, right? So
Yeah.
look at him, he's up to no good.
Yeah, but if he hits like a queen or a 10 on the river, I mean, I didn't know his hand from
I didn't check.
in advance, but he's moving in while now he folds. Anyway, small difference.
The danger is like if the 4 of spades rolls off on the river, we might not get paid,
Hmm.
right?
Or
Because
if a 9 came out,
Yeah, like-
if an 8 came out.
yeah, if the flush completes and the straight completes, it's gonna be hard
Yeah,
for him to
yeah.
pay.
You're right.
Whereas here, if he just has a pair, we're always getting the money in while he's still alive.
And we're not blocking any flosses earlier. We have low. So if we might get coolered also. I mean, he's not folding his flush draws, but
Yeah, but I mean, we have 2 pair and 6 blinds left, so I mean,
yeah.
we go broke, we go
Okay.
broke. Okay.
On this flop, what do we have?
We have a 9. And after it goes check, check, I was wondering why second pair is not leading. So now my question is it because it's a pair board? Or is it because it's an ace high board? So let's change the ace for a 10.
For sure, an ace is gonna make the
If it
difference, but
changes. And then, so we see we have lots of leading with.
even
nines.
all in
After it
with
goes Check, check, the nines are betting plenty. So it's because of the ace, and if it was ace 6-5,
yeah, we get to lead
a lot
9,
less.
ace 9.
So we don't do it
So,
much on a sideboard, but the fact that it's a paired a sideboard
it's
allows
fair.
us to do it more. A lot more. But not with nines.
Not with 9s, yeah.
Okay.
It's marginal made, the 9s, so
So after it goes check, check, if the board is paired or if it's an ace high board, it doesn't, we don't really structure our range the way.
yeah, even if the low paired card is good for us.
Yeah. Oh, we are up to no good a lot here. That bot. We call by an ace. It's gonna check back too much, yeah.
Yeah, I would bet pot here. Target all his.
Well, alright, we're gonna wrap it up for today.